So yeah, whenever you're ready, just introduce yourself into that camera.
Okay. Tansei, Dakota Jack, Nasikasun. Bonjour, je m'appelle Dakota Jack. Hello, my name is Dakota Jack, and you're watching another episode of Sit Down.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
That was trilingual.
Okay, that was good, hey?
Yeah,
That
I
was
like that.
perfect, man.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Welcome everybody in house here. Good to see you guys. Heck yeah, man. Love it. I love it. And welcome
People
to all you
showed
guys
up.
who are watching online.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week's a good one. You performed 3 songs for us that
Yeah.
were freaking amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, for those of you at home and in the audience, we actually met Dakota not that long ago. I think it was like two
weeks.
2 weeks
weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
And as you guys might know, yes, it was at the open stage again. Dakota came on there. We didn't know who he was, and another jaw dropper. So immediately, I think we kind of asked. We went up on stage
Yeah.
and we were like, "Do you want to come on the show with us? Like, will you come
Yeah.
to Bellevue?"
And yeah, that took me by surprise, right?
Oh, dude.
Like I said that night, I wasn't expecting any type of reaction.
Yeah.
Just moving to Saskatoon, fresh to Saskatoon, and I was like, well, I heard there's open mic nights somewhere in Saskatoon. I just gotta find where to look.
Yeah.
And so then I heard about you guys, Funky Moose Records, doing one at the Capitol Music Club. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. And then you guys know how I didn't know that you had to, pre-register to get on there, and I
Right.
kind of got the last bit of the spot there, and but everything worked out for a reason,
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I'm so happy that we crossed paths.
I remember it was either you or Colin that said something along the lines like, I hope this guy's good. And then we were standing there, all 3 of us with our mouths open
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
pretty
I was
sure it's
watching
good.
you guys too
Pretty
from
sure it's
the
good.
side, because when I perform, I'm the type that puts my head down and
Yeah.
close my eyes
Right.
and get into it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember looking to the side, and there was 3 of you guys
that
standing
was
there.
that must have been that I posted a picture or
Yeah.
that Lexi Lou put of
Yeah.
you, me, and Colin
Yeah,
looking at
the
the
3 wise
stage,
men.
and I put we got a snapshot of the 3 wise men at open stage,
And they're
and
just like this. They're
that was us watching
Yeah.
this guy playing on
like
stage.
that for real. They were like that for the whole 3 songs, and then I think I did one more song after that. I did 4.
Yeah.
that
The
night.
crowd went so wild that we were like, can you do another one, please?
So for the people in house that never been to the open stage, each artist gets 3 songs or 20 minutes.
Whichever one comes first.
Whichever one comes first.
Yeah.
So if you're done, if you're done your 3 songs after 15 minutes, you go off the stage. But Dakota was one of the last ones on stage, and we're like, why the hell not?
Do
Well,
one
and
more.
actually, I remember looking at the clock too, and you still had he still had 5
Yeah,
minutes
5
in
minutes.
his
Yeah.
time anyway. So it was like, yeah, we can squeeze another one in
Yeah.
there for sure. Yeah, it was awesome, man. And then that night also, I'm gonna dive right into this. I actually found out that evening that you were 2 years into your sobriety, clean and serene, and that was just another stamp on top of everything phenomenal about you.
Yeah.
So I'm very intrigued in that because I am also a recovering addict. I've been in recovery since 2012. So it just, there's a lot that I can relate to from you, and it's intriguing to me. So I kind of want to know, we don't have to talk about addictions or recovery. This show the focus is on the music.
And part of recovery is why I'm doing my music.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
let's start with that then.
Absolutely.
How did music help you through those darker days, I guess?
Those darker days. So when I first got into recovery, let's start before I got to into recovery. So I started at a young age, performing. I actually remember the exact date. It was the end of July of 1999, and it was my mom and my dad's wedding. They're no longer together, they're divorced, but and it was their wedding, and they asked me to sing this old Cree song. It was called Kispin Kasagihin.
Okay.
Yeah, and it went like Kispin Kasagihin Simak Biyutsimin. And I remember I sang that song for my parents' wedding, and then right after that I kind of just skyrocketed. Like after that, so 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. So I guess, yeah, when I was 6 years old, I just turned 6 years old when I started singing. So yeah, like I guess like the rest is just history. But like how music helped me in like my darker days, like I kind of I think my music, honestly, it came to like a complete halt. Like when I hit recovery, like because I used my music and the way, like, I use it, the way I see it is that the creator or my higher power or my God or whatever's out there, the energy that's out there gave me a gift. And I was using it in all the wrong ways. I was using it for many different things that I shouldn't have been using it for, right? I should have been using it to help people and things like that, but I was using it to benefit me and only me, and I was so selfish because of that. You know, I hurt many people, and you know, I have a lot of guilt because of that, because that was a gift from the higher power, my creator, right? And you know, so like when I got into recovery, like I completely went off the entire grid. I got rid of all my social media, and yeah, like I didn't play music for close to like a year. Like I think I didn't pick up my guitar for almost a year, and like I just had to find that time to like focus on myself. You know, recovery is like an ongoing process, right? You're never going to be fully recovered. It just doesn't work like that, right? So, you know, like it's just there's work that has to be done, and I still need to do a lot of that work,
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like so I we were talking earlier, and I did that show in my hometown, the Isle Lacrosse Summerfest, and that was like my first like big show. Like, and Isle Lacrosse Summer Festival, they have a huge show every year.
Right.
They had like Trooper one year. They had the Bellamy Brothers.
Where is this?
Isle Lacrosse, Saskatchewan. So it's about 4 hours north of Prince Albert. So you go through Prince Albert to Shellbrook. You go past Debden, and then you go towards Green Lake, and you turn off in Green Lake, and you go past Beauval, and then you hit Isle Lacrosse. It's on a peninsula, or how I don't know how to say it. A peninsula, is that how you say it? Yeah. So there's only one way in and one way out, right? Unless it's wintertime and they make an ice road to go across.
Yeah.
So so they have like this huge Summerfest every year.
Okay. And you performed there a year after getting sober.
Yes. Yeah. So like my clean date, I think, is July 29th, 20 something. It's on my phone anyway. See, because I told you guys I stopped counting, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was July, and then Summerfest happens in August. So I was about like a year and a month clean.
Right.
And I was telling my partner, I was like, babe, I got asked to do this show. I haven't played in a year, and I was like, I'm just ready to make a comeback, and I want to show people I'm still here and I haven't disappeared, you know? And so, and I went to do the show, and obviously when you go to cabarets, there's alcohol and other things involved, right? And that energy was just so much that it just like sucked the life out of me. And like I got off the stage, like I put on a hell of a show, and I got off the stage, and I told my partner, I got into the vehicle, I closed the door, and I just took a deep breath, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I jumped the gun on that one, you know? So like I jumped into it way too quick, and like I wasn't ready to get back on stage yet.
Right.
Yeah.
The Sit Down Podcast is brought to you by Funky Moose Records. Funky Moose Records is an online record store. We sell new and used vinyl records, storage solutions like inner and outer sleeves, and cleaning supplies from, for example, Groove Washer. We also sell turntables from Audio Technica and speakers by Kanto. And if you're in the market for a record, how about this one? The Northern Royals EP. It is on gold splatter vinyl, and it's available at funkymooserecords.ca. So, how did you prepare for that show? How long before that did you pick up your guitar again and was like, okay, I'm going to practice for the show?
I didn't.
Like rehearsing?
Oh, you didn't?
No, I don't practice. I just
All right.
You
jump.
just go.
I just go. I just go with ever.
That's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, I just
That's
go.
insane.
But so I come from like like the indigenous music scene, like in northern Saskatchewan, like there's like New Horizon, Just the Boys, there's the Outlaws, Happy Hour, Half Seas Over, and like those bands, we don't practice, we don't rehearse, we go and you go to southern cities like Regina and like Saskatoon, right? And you see these other bands where they're doing an hour sound check, and we're just an indigenous guys in the band. We're just standing there like,
Can we go on? Yeah.
can we go? When do we go on?
Yeah.
Like so.
This is why shows always start too late all the time.
Yeah.
Is because those guys are always practicing.
Yeah, so like we just jump on. Like we just go what we had the last gig and we just jump on stage and we just go with it.
Right.
We just feel it's going in there and feeling the energy, feeling the room. And I live by this, and I don't know where I got it from, but I've always said that music is the medicine. And and I was living by that, but I wasn't living by that.
Right.
Music is the medicine because I was using it in the wrong ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I'm here, I'm clean, going just a little over 2 years clean, and I'm starting to see that music is the medicine. And that's something I want to live by now.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, man. I
love
love that. There's a lot of artists that I've talked to, like a lot of singers, young guys out there, and I've been encouraging them to do like vocal warm-ups pre-show. It actually started. I saw a video of the singer from Buck Cherry. What's his name again? Do you remember his name?
No.
No.
Crazy bitch.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That's the only word you know.
Crazy.
Yeah. Bitch. Awesome song. But he was he's a phenomenal singer as well, but he was talking about the difference that vocal warm-ups did for him, and he's encouraging other people to do it as well. And when I saw that, it just made so much sense. I've got some friends that sing that ended up with throat problems and vocal issues as a result of not doing warm-ups pre-show. So you not doing that just baffles me because
I just see the
voice-
guy like, yeah, that's all bullshit.
yeah.
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a quick story. So, after that show I did in Isle Cross, I ended up, I think it was maybe another 6-7 months before I did another one, but it was in Cold Lake, Alberta, and I went up there with some guys, and we did a 2-day show at the casino in Cold Lake, Alberta. And that was I haven't played since so you go from playing that show in Isle Cross, and then 6 months later, no practice, not even singing, picking up the guitar at home, and then going to perform at this casino.
Right.
And so I get there, and me and my partner, I'm in the hotel room. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, babe, I haven't sang in 6-7 months, I don't know if my voice is going to handle it. And sure enough, I get up that first night. I did the show. I get back to the hotel room. We're eating some food and watching TV. And my voice starts to go, and I still have one more night to go. Yeah. And so the next morning, I'm in shaking in my pants because I'm like, okay, I have to sing tonight, but I can't sing. So I go and I just had to sing so lightly that I was losing my breath, and I started to black out because I was using so much air. Not enough voice, but so much air, and I started to get dizzy.
Oh wow!
And yeah, the guys I was playing with thought I was drinking, because I was losing my breath. I was going like that, you know.
Yeah.
And so don't get me wrong, throat warm-ups and things like that are needed. You know, I still don't do them, you know, but, you know, I'm not going to go and be like, oh, not everybody does that. You don't have to do that. But for some people, it's needed. For some of us can just jump in there. But if you do jump in there and you're not ready for it, you're gonna have
be prepared for the repercussions of
be prepared
that,
of having. And then I lost my voice for like 3 or 4 days after that.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't warm up, don't do 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, don't do 2 nights in a. Make sure you're practicing at least 2 months before you get to that show.
Absolutely.
Next song I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna do. So I grew up. I really idolize Johnny Cash, and that's one of the reasons why my wife. Well, I call her my. She's my fiance, but I already call her my wife. You know, yes. She had purchased me a Martin guitar, and the reason behind it is because she knew I looked up to Johnny Cash so much that she did all her research for a couple months, and she found almost to the T, almost identical to what Johnny Cash used to play. And this is one of the most identical ones, I guess you would say. But she did her research, and I'm very grateful to have her in my life. She couldn't be here today. She's at home finishing up her last 4 classes for her Indigenous social work. And I get emotional when I talk about it because I wouldn't be where I am today without her pushing me to be the musician I am today. So this one's called Folsom Prison Blues, and it goes a little something like this, and it's my own little rendition, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I hear the train are coming, it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. And that train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you ever play with guns. Shot a man in Rio just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and I cry. Rich folks eating in a fancy dining car, probably sipping coffee and puffing big cigars. I knew I had it coming. I know I can't be free, but those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. Freed me from this prison and that railroad train was mine. Bet I move it on a little farther down the line. Well, far from Folsom Prison, that's where I wanna stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Thank you, guys.
So you grew up in Prince Albert, but you're currently living in Saskatoon.
Yep.
So Saskatoon's home base now.
Saskatoon is home. Yes. So
yeah.
like that has been a journey for sure. Living in a small city, like basically. So like I was born in Isla Crosse, but then my parents had moved to Saskatoon when I was just a little toddler guy. And then we moved back to Isla Crosse. And then I think I lasted up to grade 4 there. And then we moved to Prince Albert. And then I grew up in Prince Albert. So, like, growing up in a small community, like, I'm going to call Prince Albert a small, because it's a small town when you compare it to
What's the population there? Like 35,000?
35,000,
maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that?
And then you take a small town Indigenous boy from Prince Albert and you take him to Saskatoon, and my eyes are just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
Lights.
Like when we went to go view the place we're staying at, me and my partner, and I was with so my partner was walking with the building manager of the place, and she was walking up ahead, and it was just these real long hallways, you know, and I was like looking at my mother-in-law, and there was this TikTok on TikTok of these Indigenous people, and it goes like, holy, real long hallway. And I said that to my mother-in-law, and she just bursted out laughing, like right in the hallway, because like I'm not used to that lifestyle, right? I'm not used to 10-foot ceilings and, you know, having an island and all that stuff. I didn't even know what a coffee press was until I met my partner, you know, like I didn't know what any of that stuff was. Like I was just so, what's the word? Not secluded. Is it secluded?
Isolated?
Isolated, yeah. Like I was just so isolated, and like how my lifestyle was.
Right.
You know?
So is your partner from Saskatoon then?
Yes, she's Saskatoon all the way.
So she introduced you to a few things.
For sure. You
so
know?
do you drink pressed coffee?
Every morning,
Yeah.
I press my own coffee. Yeah, like I pour, and it's It has to be Starbucks coffee, and I do 3 scoops,
Man,
and then I have a kettle, and then start the kettle up, and I wait for the water to boil, and I just pour it real slow.
Man, I'm so like
you know what?
mundane.
Boiling water is bad for coffee. You
Huh?
should do it at 85 degrees.
85 degrees, 86. Oh,
Okay.
86 degrees?
86 degrees.
86 degrees.
It's 85.
Okay, yeah. So I'll have to remember that. I'll have to see the taste difference.
You got to try it at 85 and at 86, and then report back to us on which one's the
And
way
then
to
And I
go.
will.
And when you say it's 85 degrees and that's better,
Yeah.
Then we'll go from there. We'll go from there.
Heck yeah. You ever wait in anticipation for your song to play on the radio, knowing that it's been requested so many times, and you still can't get it on there? Check this out. Go to Funky Moose Radio, to the app, and scroll all the way down and hit the S button for the search engine. Type in the song that you want to listen to. Hey, Kemper! Kemper, come here, buddy. Come here. What's the name of that song that reminds you of My Singing Monsters that you like?
Semi-climactic.
And boom, your song is played. So yeah, go to Funky Moose Radio and request a song. Stay tuned and enjoy. Okay, so so a question out there, like, do you have any released music currently? Like, if I want to, like, dude, man, I'm telling you, your voice is amazing. It really brings a lot of emotion out of me. Like, you can just feel it, man. There's so much power in there. And I don't know where to find it. Like, so do you have anything released?
Okay, so let's get to another story here. Okay, so before I got into recovery, I had went by my government name, which was Dakota Favel, and during that time where I was partying and drinking and all that other stuff, and playing music in bars and all that stuff, I was going by Dakota Fable, and it was Dakota Fable this, Dakota Fable that. And because of my addiction back then, I thought I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof and nobody could touch me. Right? And that was just the wrong mentality to have. And when I got into recovery, I was like, I don't want to go by Dakota Fable anymore. That's not who I am anymore. I don't want people to see my name somewhere in Saskatoon and Dakota Fable's playing tonight, and they're like, I've seen that guy perform before. He's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was sitting with my partner one night, and I was like, I want to change my name. Like, I want to change my name. And she's like, well, what do you want to change it to? So for me, I have two middle names. It's Dakota Henry Jack. So I was like, Dakota Henry. But I was like, no, that just doesn't. It reminds me of like a O. Henry chocolate bar, And so I was like, no, not Dakota Henry. That's not going to work. And I was like looking, I was like, what about Dakota Jack? And it just had a ring to it, Dakota Jack. And it just rolls out of the mouth, And she was like, that's good, And so I went with it. And so when I moved to Saskatoon, I started introducing myself as Dakota Jack. And, a lot of the people that used to listen to that I probably still listen to my music don't know that I'm going by Dakota Jack anymore because I started up new social media. A lot of my followings, I had to clean up my Instagram and my Facebook, and it was just a lot of work goes into it, and to basically letting go of the past and trying to bring in the new, right? And it's a process. And so I do have, getting back to your question, if you can find my music, yes, I do have 2 singles on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Play, all that kind of stuff, YouTube, and it goes by my old stage name, which was my government name, Dakota Fable, which is DakotaFavel, and you can find all of those 2 songs that I released, and so from here on out, it's Dakota Jack.
So you don't have anything currently released under Dakota Jack?
Nothing. It is a fresh name, and
nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Nothing till this episode drops, and now you've got 3 songs out there.
Yeah.
But let's get into the songs that you performed here this evening. 2 were original, 1 cover, correct?
Yes, correct. Okay, so the first song I sang, which was Moving On, I was living in Isla Crosse at the time with my mother and my sister and my brother, who's no longer with us today. My brother passed away in Saskatoon, and I'll share real briefly on that just because of the impact. So my younger brother, this happened last year on April 24th. He was I think it was the 7th homicide in Saskatoon.
Oh, shit.
He was shot in the chest by a 13-year-old boy just on Avenue O. Yeah, so my brother was on the streets, and, he lived that lifestyle, and, just trying to... Me and his relationship wasn't the best before he passed, because there was, some incidents prior where there was charges laid, and, things had happened, and me and him, totally, our brother relationship was completely broken and lost, and we would say hi every now and then, and I've come to learn that we can't take people for granted, because now that I took him for granted, he's no longer with me or my family today, and it's crazy how energy works. Okay, I never believed in energy until I met my partner, and I speak so highly of her wherever I go. And we were in Saskatoon for a conference here in Saskatoon, and I got a call that morning of April 24th. I got a call from my sister, and I picked up the phone. I was like, my sister's calling me, so I picked it up. I was like, hey, sis. And she was crying. She was like, Shadane's been shot. He's in the hospital. And for me, thinking and this is where that selfishness and like I have to learn to forgive myself for it, is that I didn't think it was that bad. You know, I didn't think it was that bad. I was like, okay, he's in the hospital, you know, he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Right? So me and my partner, Jenna, we head back to the conference to go listen to a speaker. And then I remember looking at the clock. It was about 11:47, I think, or 11:49. And I looked at her. I was like, I just had this feeling. And I was like, we got to go. And so we went to the hospital. And we run inside. We go downstairs. And I'm like, where's my brother, Shadane Fable? Oh, he's in surgery. He's all this. And so I was like, okay, he's going to be okay. He's in surgery, right? You know, doctors do their work their magic, and, you know, they'll fix him up, and, you know, I'll get to see him. So we went to go wait in the operating waiting room. They have a downstairs in the RUH, and the surgery thing kept blinking, and it kept going on, and it kept going off, and it kept going on, and then it kept going off. And I was like, well, that's odd. What's going on? You know, and so we're sitting there, we're waiting, and then all of a sudden my phone rings. I pick it, never seen the number before, pick it up, I was like, hello. They're like, is this Dakota Fable? I was like, yep. And he was like, oh, I'm Dr. So-and-so. He was like, I would like to speak to you. I was like, okay, good. Okay, yeah, come speak to me. He was like, are you in the waiting room? I was like, yeah. So he comes and talks to me, and I'm thinking, okay, surgery went well, your brother's in recovery, and you guys can see him in a couple hours when he wakes up. So he comes down, and he still has bloody scrubs on, and he was like, sorry, Dakota, but your brother didn't make it.
Oh, shit.
And like because I was living in Prince Albert at the time, and for me to be in Saskatoon, like the day like he passes, like even though our relationship wasn't that good, I think about why was I there? What do I have to learn from this? You know, but I remember hearing those words, and it was just like, I can't explain the feeling. I can only describe, like I can just like, it's like everything, the whole world just went, and everything just went silent. And I remember just I was just tunnel visioned on this one area in that waiting room, and all I could hear was like the little humming sounds of them talking in the background.
Right.
And then I just said, Doc, I was like, you did what you could, thank you, but I don't need to hear anymore. And yeah, so like minutes passed by, and I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to break this to my family? You know, and so for me I remember called my sister first, and I was like, sis, I was like, Shadane didn't make it. One call done. Boom, hung up the phone. Next person I called was my dad. I was like, Dad, Shadane was shot. He didn't make it. Boom, another call out of the way. Called my mom, and that was the worst sound that I've ever heard. Like, I don't wish that upon anybody, but that sound of, you know, a mother losing her child, it was just something, you know. It was just, so, you know, like for me, like I have a difficult time sometimes, like trying to answer the questions, why was I there? Why was me and my partner in Saskatoon the day my brother passed? Why did I have to make those calls? Why did I have to hear that from the doctor? What do I have to learn from the situation? And the first thing that comes to mind is not taking people for granted. Because in this day and age, and in the world we live in nowadays, it's how we take so many people for granted. You know, we're never promised tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like yesterday's gone. You know, it's October 26th. It's 8:46. All we have is now, and tomorrow's not even written. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm still having difficulty with that, you know, and like understanding that I can't take people for granted, including myself, because I do take myself for granted sometimes. And yeah, so I kind of went off track with that whole question there, but you know, like, but I'm surprised, and I'm so grateful that I had my partner in that time in my life, because, you know, she took a lot of that work on. You know, she she chose the casket. She helped us choose the clothing and everything. And like that's so much on a person, you know. That's emotional work for somebody, you know. And for her to fully immerse herself with my family and help with that, like, she's my matriarch, right? And I'm like, it's a matriarchal world we live in. You know, it's starting to be, and it should have always been a matriarchal world. It's woman come first, woman, you know, grow life inside of them.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just walking guys, you know, and women, they go through their moon times, you know, and they go through so much pain and they have so much obstacles to get through. And I'm not going to say I can't speak for all men, but a lot of men take women for granted, you know, and we have to, you know, women bring us into this world and they sure as hell can take us the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like women can do that and they have that power, you know?
For sure.
And so, yeah, like it's been a journey, like with my recovery. And I am thankful for my partner, and I'm thankful for my higher power that I managed to stay clean through that whole situation.
Right.
You know, and
so that song was written.
No, that song wasn't. Oh yeah, so we're talking about why.
That's how we got there.
That was the question I was trying to think of in my head. Why?
What was the question again?
So moving on, yeah. So we're talking about living my brother. So we the song "Moving On" was written in the kitchen of my mom's place. And I'd never had a song. I was never writing, and I was playing. It's kind of inspired by Edwin McCain's song "I'll Be." Have you heard that one?
I'm not.
I'll be your crying shoulder. Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
And so I was starting to play that little thing he has, and he only has 2 chords in that song. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna add a 3rd chord. I'm gonna slide it down, and so I started playing, and I started humming my own little thing. And yeah, so me and my sister sat, my sister Shanera, we sat in my mom's kitchen for like 5 hours. And yeah, she helped me write my first song. And, you know, like, I don't know where that song came from. I don't know the reasons behind why I wrote that song. It's just something I felt in that certain time in my life, you know, as where I was at.
Absolutely.
Why I was living in Isla Crosse, what was, you know, what I was feeling at the time, and I just wanted to write a sad song. You know, sad songs. When you listen to when you're sad, you don't listen to happy music, right? When you're sad, you listen to sad songs.
That's right.
To get more sadder, to let it out, right?
Absolutely.
You know, if you're sad, you're not listening to, you know, like that Pharrell Williams song. You know, you're not and happy. You know, you're not. No, you're
Just
not.
falling.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
This song is the very first song I ever wrote, and I was in a time in my life, and decided to write something sad because everybody was writing something sad. So this one's called "Moving On" and goes a little something like this. Let me be, yeah, let me be, let me be. Whoa. Why is the time going by so slow? Where are you? I just so let me be. Yeah. So help me, baby, can't you see I'm feeling so lonely. And my tears, they fall to the ground. I love you, but I don't make no sound. I make no sound. I make no sound. Oh, 'cause I am moving on, but I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing. So, do you have any like plans moving forward to like get these legitimately recorded, mixed, mastered, and release them officially?
To be honest with you, like, I thought that I was just going to pick up music and just do it as a hobby again. You know, like, I didn't think I was going to get any reaction to like just going to an open mic night, right? And like, I don't want things to move too fast.
Yeah,
you know,
right. We
And
were kind of having this
we were
conversation
having this
earlier
yeah.
as well. That I was telling Dakota, in my own opinion, that I think because of how much talent he has and how much experience or lack of experience he's got, that when it does happen, it's going to happen extremely quickly, like faster than
He wants.
than he would be comfortable with,
Yeah.
for sure. And to just be aware of that, because shit, man, like, think of how quickly we wanted our hands on you.
Yeah.
After seeing you, we were like, shit, will you come to Bellevue and come
Yeah.
on this show with
Yeah.
us? Like, it was immediate.
That took two
and
songs.
I was so grateful to accept, you
Right.
know, and
Yeah.
make my way down here today from Saskatoon. And, you know, I'm just, right now, I can't really answer that question because, you know, life gets in the way, right? I have 2 stepsons at home. One's in hockey. One just started learning how to skate. My fiance's finishing her last 4 classes of her Indigenous social work. So right now, man, like, it's just, sometimes things just have to just go slow.
Right.
And
Yep.
you can't, like,
when
when
the
it-
timing is ready.
when the timing is there, the
It-
timing will come.
right.
And I maybe in months from now, you know, who knows where this is gonna get me. But right now, I just want to ride the wave, and I just want to enjoy life for what it is right now.
Heck yeah.
Because you know, my stepson, my oldest stepson, he's 12. He'll be 13 in March. He is playing his first hockey game tomorrow, right? And like, when you get involved with music and, you know, potentially going on tours and opening up for acts, or going to, you know, open up at Capitol Music Club for an artist, for just, you know, throwing
Yeah.
it out there, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes we're not going to make it to those things, you know. So I have to allow myself that grace right now, and, you know, just be grateful that I'm clean today, and I have family, and, you know, family has to come first, you know, and the rest will follow.
Yeah.
Well, when you do decide to do something with your music, Joel and I are in your corner. So.
Absolutely,
And I
man.
really,
Yeah.
yeah.
We do, and we're not coming at you with our hand out or anything like that. It's
No.
just we
No,
just
no.
want you to know that we're here, and if there's anything that we can do for you, just ask us,
Yeah.
man. If we can help, we will. If we can't, we'll just tell
Yeah.
you that we can't.
I'm not disappearing. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm not going anywhere.
Good,
like,
good.
so right now, I just need to let things just go
Breathe.
slow and
Yeah.
breathe, because things can
I
happen
think that's
real
smart.
And
I
things
think
can happen quick.
I think it.
And you guys know that. Both of you.
I'm pretty sure for you, it's going to.
Yeah.
So knowing that and being able to prepare for that.
Yeah.
Kind of like doing vocal
Warm-ups.
warm-ups
Yeah.
before you go on. You should probably start doing that.
Yeah. Here's an original song. This one's called Her Song. And it goes a little something like this. Hope you guys enjoy it. Take your hand in mine, like Johnny and June, babe, we'll walk the line. Take me far from this place. Since I met you, baby, I'm in a better space. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you, don't wanna lose you now. Your beauty is amazing, baby. Take a bow, oh, take a bow. Your voice soothes my soul. Yeah, loving me, baby, it'll take a toll. I wanna grow with you. Yeah, and tell our grandbabies how much you love me too. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you, don't wanna lose you now. Your beauty is amazing, baby. Take a bow. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you, don't wanna lose you now. Your beauty is amazing, baby. Take a bow. Take a bow. Take a bow. They say all good things come to an end, but all I want for you, baby, is to be my best friend. The feelings between us are getting strong. And I know you love me, baby. Correct me if I'm wrong. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you, don't wanna lose you now. Your beauty is amazing, baby. Take a bow. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you, don't wanna lose you now. Your beauty is amazing, baby. Take a bow. Take a bow. Take a bow.
Let's talk about the other song. The other songs that you did.
Yeah, so Her Song was written for my partner that I'm with, Jenna. And so, yeah, okay. I'm going to tell the story, babe, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell the story.
Oh, boy.
So,
Buckle up.
so me and Jenna, we we worked together for quite a few years with this agency, and I was in a leadership position, and she was a worker, and I had known her from high school, and I knew who she was, and she didn't know who I was because growing up I wasn't the popular guy. She was a lot more popular than I was, and so she didn't even know me from. I was just a dusty book on a shelf,
right.
And so, we started working together, and she was with someone else at the time, and I was with someone else at the time, and we were just acquaintances, and we, one thing led to another. We became really good friends at work, and it was just work things, right? And I remember that we had taken this group of kids to camp, and we're sitting there at camp, and we're having a good time. We're laughing together. I was singing songs, and all of a sudden, her boyfriend's vehicle pulls up. And he's there bringing her Starbucks, and he has her boys with her and everything. Has her boys with him and everything, and they're all laughing. And I'm like, well, shit. There
goes that.
And there goes that, right? Like, I knew she was with somebody. But I felt like there was something else between us, Like I felt it, because I tried adding her on Facebook back in 2015, but she didn't, and I ended up working with her. So you see how energy works in mysterious ways, right? So, anyways, I ended up going into this common area in the kitchen area, and I had my guitar, and I was by myself, and I told one of my team members, I was like, hey, can you watch the kids for a bit? I'm gonna go and write a song. And so I remember going into that open area, and the sun was shining through the window, and I was Jenna was outside with her ex-partner, and I was like, I'm feeling some type of way, so I'm gonna write it in a song, and I'm gonna tell her how I feel without telling her how I feel. Right. So
that's so brilliant.
And so I ended up doing that, and I wrote the song, and take your hand in mine, right? Like Johnny and June, babe, will walk the line, right? And because I'm a big fan of Johnny Cash and all that, so I didn't want to tell her that because I finished it. I wrote that song in an hour. In 1 hour, I wrote that song, and I ended up performing it. Her ex-partner ended up leaving, and we're all sitting in the kitchen area, and the group of kids went to bed, and I was making myself some noodles, and she was making herself some porridge or oatmeal or something like that before bed, and one of our two other team members were in the kitchen, and I was like, hey guys, I wrote a song. You guys want to hear it? Right? That was my little ways, right? And my stupidness, I was like, yeah, I wrote this song for the partner that I was with at the time. And that's what I said, right? And because I didn't want to tell Jenna that I wrote that it was for her. So I had to, but that lie caught up to me. And now Jenna was like, I thought you wrote that for your ex-girlfriend. I was like, no. I had to explain to her, I'm still explaining to her that, no, babe, I wrote this song for you. I just didn't know you were with somebody else at the time.
It's documented here, Jenna, that was for you.
Yeah. So, how was I supposed to tell her that I wrote this song for her when she was with somebody else?
That could go
I'd never seen me being
way.
I've never seen me being with her at that time. Never for ever. I thought I never had a chance. Right? So, I ended up playing it for them, and I just blew them away with that song. And so you have adjusting to do to songs after you write them, and right now, the one that you guys heard tonight, that's basically the finished product of the song. And so that's where that song come from. That's how it came about. And it's like Johnny and June, we're walking the line, baby. Remember that. We're walking the line.
I love it. And
Very
then,
cool.
the third song was Johnny Cash song, right?
Yes. So, Johnny Cash is, I just love the guy. I
immerse myself with Johnny Cash.
Yeah, the end of story.
Like if you play the movie Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon, I can say every single line in that movie. Every single line in that movie. You know, we did it, Viv. We made a real record, Viv. You know, and like I love that. You know, I love that his journey and him, like where he comes from. You know, and his story, and just like what he had to go through, you know, and that's how I see myself with my Jenna, right? It's like I wanted her so badly, but she didn't want me. Yeah. And Johnny Cash wanted June so bad, but June didn't want him. Yeah. You know, so it's just like a match made in heaven, and it's just crazy how energy works. And yeah, like for her, like that guitar I was playing tonight, that's my prize, that's my baby. That's my prized possession. And she did a lot of research before she purchased the guitar. And it was it's one of the Martins, not identical, but Johnny Cash did play Martin guitars. Right. And that's one of the guitars that I have is a Martin. So, I mean, like that woman, like she's just, I'm just going to say like I'm a very, very lucky man to be where I am. And like this is what recovery gave me. Yep. It gave me a second chance at life. It gave me a family, you know, like growing up in like intergenerational trauma and, you know, parents that were survivors and things like that. And it's just, you know, I didn't have like a good family dynamic growing up. And I have to be real with myself because of that. And like I'm not only speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for a lot of intergenerational survivors from residential schools. You know, my wife is a really big advocate for residential school and the child welfare system and all that kind of stuff. So, like, I mean, me having her family and them loving me for who I am and looking past the mask that I've been wearing for so many years. And like when I started my addictions, I was 16 years old. So I got into recovery two years ago. So I went back to 16. Yeah. You know? Yep. So right now, like so in real time, I'm 18. Yep. You know? So I'm still trying to figure out who I am.
So it makes sense because my wife said you don't look
I don't look 30.
A year over 20 or something.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm still learning. And every day I wake up, you know, I have to allow myself to be grateful. And like I don't and like I'm just being honest, you know. Yeah, I still take people for granted in my life where I shouldn't be taking people for granted. You know, I'm human, and you know, it's just I have to put the work in, you know, just as like everybody else does when they're finding who they are. And you know, one of my outlets right now is my music, and like I just want to do it right this time. Yes. You know, I want to do it clean and I want to do it right. And you know, I'm not, you know, people are, you hear people like, oh, shoot for the stars, and if you don't land in the stars, you'll land beyond whatever. No, shoot for the moon, and if you don't land on the moon, you'll land beyond the stars or something.
Shoot for the stars and land on the moon.
Oh yeah. Is it?
No.
Something like that. But the viewers, if you know what it is, put it in the comments, and then we'll go from there.
I'm pretty sure we've said it on a few
episodes. But you know, like I'm not aiming for that. You know, like right. I'm like I
staying grounded for now.
I'm gonna stay grounded for now, and wherever this goes, it's meant to be. And if it's not meant to be, who cares? I got the Capital Music Club to go. Dude. Open mic night. Shout out to Capital Music Club. Honestly.
Please promise me that we will see you there again.
You guys will.
Holy shit, man. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you so much.
I enjoy what you're doing, what you're representing, all of it, man. I like we said, we're in your corner.
Yep.
Absolutely and indefinitely.
And yeah, like what I think, like right now, like just land acknowledgements too. Like we're on the home and like the Métis, the Cree on Treaty 6 lands, you know. Right. So like yeah, like I think that's you hear a lot of people before they, like, even at, like, you go to Blade games or you go to any event and they do a land acknowledgement of Treaty 6. Yeah, you can acknowledge the land that you're on, but what are we doing about it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
something needs to change, and, you know, like, I'm a really big advocate for my Indigenous people because, you know, I have a voice, you know, and I want to use it for
Hell yeah,
for
dude.
my people that don't have that voice, and my partner too. Like, she has a voice, and you know that she has a voice, and when there's something on her mind, she's gonna say it, right? And
Absolutely.
she's flat out honest, and that's, you can't paint things up to be pretty when they're not. You know, you have to be honest, and you just can't sugarcoat it, because you know, the truth hurts sometimes, but the truth needs to be told.
Yep.
And if I could do anything, like, I just want to apologize, you know, to people that I did hurt back in the day, you know, because I do hold a lot of that guilt inside, you know, but I have to move forward with where I'm trying to go, and wherever this, like I said, wherever the music takes me, it takes me, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and if it's not, it's not.
Then
but
so be it.
then so be it.
Yeah.
That's right. Dude, we freaking love you. Speaking of family, we want you to know that you are officially part of this family,
you.
this herd.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are
Welcome to the
part of
herd.
this. We have an open door policy here for you, so if there's anything that you want to plug or promote or anything going on, and you want to, or just come and hang out with us on the show again, man, you are more than welcome to. Please just hit us up.
Yep.
We would love to have you back anytime, man.
Thanks, guys. Quick thing, too. The Saskatchewan Indigenous Awards are coming up here in November.
I was
Is
going
it-
to say November.
That rings
Is
a bell,
it
yeah.
November? Yeah,
I
the
think so.
first annual Saskatchewan Indigenous Music Awards. Cheryl Kimbley's on the board. Roland Corgle, Donnie Peranto's on the board. I don't know who else is on the board, but that's all that can come to mind right now. But yeah, they're hosting it at the E.A. Rawlinson Center coming up here. So I think that's going to be really exciting, especially for Saskatchewan Indigenous artists, because there's nothing like it out there other than, you know, like the Saskatchewan Music Awards that, you know. So
They have an Indigenous part in there, but
it's just a category.
yeah, it's not quite the same.
You know, it's not quite the same. So
Yeah.
this one's going to be acknowledging almost all.
Right.
Yeah, the
That's
ones
awesome.
that were nominated. You know,
Well, let's go.
Yep.
let's go.
Let's go to it.
Let's go to it. I want to dress up nice.
I'm in. Yeah.
I want to dress up
Yeah,
nice.
let's suit and tie it.
Suit and tie. I'm going to dress all black.
Dude, yeah, do it. Heck yeah. All right, like I said, you can come back anytime. Thank you guys in-house.
Thank you guys.
We truly appreciate it. And for those of you at home, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
How do you think that went?
Good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Did I talk too much? I talk a lot, hey?
No.